All right. Are we live? Oh yeah, we're live.
We are live. We are back for round 3. So I tried to look for some elves for the person who asked for some elves, but unfortunately both of the elves players evidently went 0-2 drop because they were no longer on our pairings.
Because elves, like Eldrazi is a miserably bad deck. No, I'm just kidding. Elves is actually really good.
So instead we found this hopefully exciting matchup. We got Chad Dirtle on 5-color Bring to Life Scapeshift versus Kyle Gallagher on Boros Burn.
Oh, I thought Kyle was on Skred.
No.
Maybe he is on Skred. And what's meant by Boros Burn is he's on like
he's Skredding his Boros Reckoner
with Boros Reckoner, yeah.
Right. Oh, hopefully. So is this? I wonder if Chad has main deck ways to gain life in his 5-color Bring to Light Scapeshift deck.
Main deck, unlikely. He might have like one main deck Obstinate Bailout or something, but could have main deck Kitchen Finks. You never know.
It might just be a bit slow against Burn.
Yeah.
Of course. If he can accelerate fast enough, you can always just, even beat Burn perhaps.
Sure. Yeah, you can combo off pretty quick in these Bring to Light Scapeshift decks. I think if you were really lucky, you could combo off on turn 4, right?
Yeah, I think you need the prismatic thing, right?
Prismatic Omen?
Yeah.
No. Well, do we know that he's only playing... Is he on only Scapeshift? I think he's on a Kiki-Jiki plan, too.
No. I think he's just playing Scapeshift.
Well, anyway, folks, no matter what Chad is doing, we hope you enjoy the beauty of his deck.
Yeah, it will certainly be fully foiled and fancy.
Yeah, that's an expedition breeding pool. If you've ever seen one of those in person, it will take your breath away. It is one of the best looking expedition
stomping ground. And promo Secure Tribal. Oh, no, it's regular Secure Tribal. Regular Secure Tribal. Yeah. Just a foil one. And that might be. No, that's not the promo. The promo, he's got like a weird little hood on.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is playing Skred. We were incorrectly labeled Boros Burn.
Okay, I knew it.
There we go.
Yeah, I knew it.
Does Chad have any basic... Well, he's got to have some basic mountains in his deck, but that's not going to help him too much. Hopefully he's got some basic forests. Oh, he's got a... Oh, man. Okay. Wow. Chad's deck is wild. I saw some cryptic commands in there, some remands.
Okay, so it's So it's... What he's really doing is he's playing old Rug Scapeshift with Bring to Light.
Sure.
So, yeah. So he's probably not on the Kiki-Jiki, Slaughter Games... Glittering Wish plan.
So he did get his basic forest from that, and he can get another basic from this search room tomorrow. He's going to get the basic island. Cryptic Command probably never being cast this game. Wait, so does Prismatic Omen override Blood Moon? Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. I see. This deck does play Prismatic Omen, right?
It could. It can. It doesn't need to.
Oh, he just drew another basic as well. That was pretty lucky. And we got another tribal. Yeah, so this Blood Moon is probably not going to affect him too much, depending on just how many basics he has in his deck.
The other thing is that the card itself, Bring to Light, is okay against playing around Blood Moon. You still have to make as many colors as needed to get that CMC. But yeah, Blood Moon can actually help you pay for Bring to Light. Yeah, sure.
There is Pia and Kieran
Mom
Alar.
and Pop Thopter Shop, as we hear Kyle say.
My friend told him to let him know if we see any Thopter action on stream, so I'll make sure.
Okay, yeah, be sure to text him. Now, if we start to see any Thopter on Thopter action, we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to put a viewing age requirement on this stream.
Oh, we got one OG Thopter and one Kaladesh Thopter there.
I like it. So
OG, I say as if Magic Origins was the first time Thopters were made.
Yeah.
What are we? Whoa, man.
Worldly Council is a 2-mana intuition that tutors, or it looks at domain. So if you control 5 basic land types, it's actually super intuition, or super impulse or anticipate or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you control all 5 basics, Worldly Council looks at 5 cards.
So he currently controls everything but a swamp.
Yeah, so Worldly Council is actually one of the reasons to play this deck, because
I have never seen this card.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It is pretty cool. Yeah.
And obviously, like you said, Mario, this is one of the cards that lets us know he probably does have Prismatic Omen. But he doesn't have to. You can play these decks with just, a Blood Crypt and
Sure. I'm kind of surprised he had the basic plains. So he probably has one of each base. Well, he has at least 2 basic forests, but
yeah, basic plains seems weird, but it's working out for him.
yeah. Maybe he came prepared to fight the Blood Moon.
It's hard to tell if this is really a rug deck. I think it
No,
really
it's not.
is.
It's 5 colors.
Well, I know it's 5 color, but I think it's, you know, as far as what the cards actually look, I think it's a rug deck, and I would guess that white is the splash color, and there's
Sure.
possibly nothing that's actually black.
Yeah, that might be the case.
But it might be more of a 4-color deck that has no black and some black. But I think it's just a rug deck. But that's what makes the basic plains weird to me.
Yeah.
Chad's got a handful of cards though, so
He's got another one of those Worldly Councils. I do see a Cryptic there, but obviously.
a Cryptic's gonna be tough.
So there's Steam Vents.
Beautiful steam vents, by
Yeah.
the way. This is a great deck to
Wait.
full art foil
So
out.
is Scapeshift the best thing against Blood Moon? Or Valakut, I mean? Because all of your lands are mountains?
Yeah, so he's gonna Scapeshift right now, and I think Kyle just loses.
Oh no, because Valakut itself is a mountain, of course. Yeah, that does not work.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Blood Moon is shutting off the actual card Valakut. Thank God that Mario and I are good at this game, and we understand the board state. Yeah, so hopefully
Okay, so he has a path in his deck. I guess that's why his basic
Chad
planes.
might just be going to. So he said for 4, either he's getting Scapeshift to find more basics,
Alright,
or he's
he's
just going to get any card.
Kodama's Reach.
Okay.
So the basic planes makes a bit more sense if he's running path.
Yeah.
Oh, he should have got Anger of the Gods.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah, the cool thing about Bring to Light is that it automatically casts the card.
Right.
So don't have to pay any more mana. It's being cast presently.
So he needs to find an answer to this Blood Moon, right? Like the same turn he can also Scapeshift. So he can now cast Cryptic Command. He has so many basics. His deck must just be like
I think
shock lands and basics.
I think a list like this probably plays like 27, 28 lands.
Yeah, I guess.
That's actually what some of the aggro shift lists do, like the the Step Links Scapeshift decks.
Sure.
Knight of the Reliquary. Those decks play like 28 lands. I think that might be what Chad's doing too.
So we'll see what Kyle has. And P.N. Kieran's a fine clock currently, but he'd want something a little bit more impressive, like a Koth or a Storm Breath. So now Chad has the opportunity to get another basic. Oh, Chad also has Supreme Verdict in his deck.
Yeah, so maybe he is on kind of the Slaughter Games plan. Maybe he's got some of those silver bullets in here. Because
we found the basic mountain.
For those of you who are struggling to follow what's happening exactly, my understanding is there are sort of 2 ways to do what Chad's doing. You can play this 5-color tutor deck where you've got the value package of, I got the Supreme Verdict, the Slaughter Games, even the Gifts Ungiven. Or you can just play Rug Scapeshift, where you play like 1 or 2 copies of Scapeshift and then 4 copies of Bring to Light, and then you effectively have 6 Scapeshifts and access to cards like Worldly Council. Right. But it looks like Chad is really playing the full, like with the basic planes and with that Supreme Verdict. We've got the package.
This is very unfortunate for Chad. So Chad could theoretically have the win here. He has Cryptic to bounce the Blood Moon, and he has a Bring to Light to get the Scapeshift, but the problem is that he can't Bring to Light for enough. Oh, of course, now he can Bring to Light for enough colors. Yeah, so I think he has the win here.
Right, yeah, by bouncing Blood Moon.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking like he couldn't, he can do that, but he definitely. Yeah, Bring to Light for 4, that's going to get Scapeshift, and then he definitely has enough lands here to get a kill.
All right, well, let's see the Valakuts. Let's take a good look at the deck here. So we've got Path and Remand, both pretty expected. Path is maybe a little bit unusual, but you can always ramp yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
Snapcaster.
There's one Valakut.
Anger, Path. A lot of lands.
Cinderglade even.
Yeah, Cinderglade is, I guess. Why not?
So that's Mountain 7. So currently... So how many lands did he sacrifice?
I think he hasn't decided yet. Is he allowed to do that?
No, he decided how many lands he's sacrificing.
did?
He's just
Okay.
deciding what to search for, I think. Is he out of mountains?
So he's chosen to sack 7?
Right, he's just thinking about what lands he's going to get. Yeah, that's correct. You can get 2 Valakut's.
Yeah.
So Chad's just thinking about the math here. We're gonna judge call just to see how Valakut works with also mountains entering at the same time. It's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, one of the most confusing. There's actually there's an anecdote. It was not something I knew of firsthand, but I've heard an anecdote online and elsewhere about. I think like maybe even a pro player who was playing Valakut at a big tournament and had to take a loss because he could not explain the triggers.
It's a Valakut?
He could not explain to his opponent how he was doing or what he was doing. He could not say it to his opponent.
Oh,
and
wow.
So the judge said, well, if you can't do this, you can't just say Scapeshift I win.
Yeah.
And you can't even
Right.
just put the lands in and say you win.
You have to announce your triggers.
Yeah,
sure.
you have to do it. I think that the story is something along those lines.
Wow.
And yeah, the guy. I think it was like a somewhat famous pro player. So let's see how is it Scott here?
Yeah.
Let's see how Scott handles this.
All right, so every mountain sees, or each Valakut sees each mountain because he has 7 mountains. So each Valakut will deal 2 trigger per mountain, which will be 30 total damage.
Yeah. So you're saying Chad's question was, am I only going to get a couple triggers on the first Valakut and then more on the second, or will they all?
No,
will I get
because
all?
they all see each
yeah,
other
the answer is yeah. He gets all. Yeah.
So that was 30 total damage there. Somewhat confusing interaction with Scapeshift.
All right, well, game 2. Let's see what happens here. So, what does Kyle need? Kyle,
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Well, what can a mono red deck do to interact with this?
Yeah, so you got.
You know what would be real good here? One of my favorite cards.
What?
You can think of it.
One of your favorite cards. I don't know. Emrakul the Promised Dead.
No. It's similar in nature.
Similar to Emrakul? Okay, don't tell me. I can think of it. Is it a creature?
No.
Okay, so it's not similar at all.
It's the same color.
The same color as Emrakul.
Yeah.
Okay. Witchbane Orb.
Well, that might be good here, but no.
Witchbane Orb would help.
Yeah, Witchbane Orb would help.
I don't know, Mario. Tell me.
Warping Whale.
Oh, Warping
Counters
Whale.
every card in his deck.
Warping Whale counters literal every card.
Except for Cryptic Commands.
Yeah. Now, I will say that Blood Moon is a great way to win here. Chad was very fortunate to have had, the ability to get 3 islands to Cryptic away that Blood Moon. So looks like folks are still discussing and/or debating.
Well, yeah, I think Kyle just wants to make sure that the game resolved correctly because he's also doesn't seem to be super familiar with how Scapeshift works. But it did definitely resolve correctly. 30 damage was targeted at him and killed him. Yeah, Valakut is a nuisance in the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an impressive win, though. Build up exactly enough mana to Cryptic plus Bring to Light for 5.
Yeah.
Or 4, I guess, is all you needed.
Yeah, the original Bring to Light for Kadama's Reach worked very well.
Yeah.
Kadama's Reach sees a lot of EDH play, but not a lot of Modern play, but the card is damn good.
Yeah, you can splice it onto your Desperate Wish rules.
That's right. That's right. A highly relevant interaction here.
I wonder if I've seen decks like this play Glistening Wish, I think it is, that lets you search for a multicolored card or something.
Yeah, so
out of your sideboard.
I was actually beginning to say that earlier. That's one of the other directions a Bring to Light deck like this can take, especially if you start to play like 78 cards and you're playing Scapeshift and Kiki Jiki, that kind of list.
Why not?
But yeah, you can play Glittering Wish to go get multicolored cards out of your sideboard, and then you can. So like, let's say game 1, you have 13 sorcery silver bullets at 4-drop, 4/5 mana. You can get the Fracturing Gust game 1. With a Glittering Wish and then Bring to Light it. You can get the Supreme Verdict game 1, the Slaughter Games game 1. It's pretty sweet. You get the Creeping Corrosion is sweet. So.
Oh, Creeping Corrosion is only one color, right?
You're only one color. Yes, Creeping Corrosion is only one color, but it's a 4-drop, so you still have to cast 4 colors to go get it.
No, I mean, but doesn't Glittering Wish only get multicolored
cards?
Oh,
yes. But in the deck that's doing that, you play that kind of. I mean, yeah, you probably play Fracturing Gust, but you probably also play.
You can play Wear Tear.
You could play Wear Tear.
Can you cast both? Oh my goodness! Can you cast both halves of Wear Tear off of Bring to Light for 3? Who knows?
Can you do that? I
have no idea.
I think so. Maybe I don't know.
No, maybe I don't think you can do alternate casting modes.
I have no idea. Mario, why are you always asking me these questions?
The other question is no. So I mean, you certainly can't cast the back half of an Aftermath card because that has to be in your graveyard. But a Fuse card, I'm not sure about. If anyone is a grizzled Bring to Light sorcery player,
if you're a sorcerer, let us know.
If you play multicolored sorceries,
I don't know. So you're definitely right about the Aftermath, because Aftermath can only be cast from a graveyard.
Right.
On the Fuse card, yeah, I have no idea. Literally no clue. I mean, the rule change especially. Well, I think the new rule change makes that. Certain, right? The converted mana cost everywhere but the stack is the combined cost, right?
So Fuse is an if you cast it from hand effect. So you can do that.
Okay.
But what amount of Bring to Light do you need colors wise? Like, do you need 3 to go find your Wear Tear to cast the Wear half of it?
Well, if you're just casting the Wear, man, holy shit, Mario. These. God, have you ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? You know what happened? There's a supercomputer is going to spend like 12 million years
trying to figure out,
and it's going to say you need 42 colors. You need 42 colors.
Colors we can't even
cast
imagine.
To Bring to Light, Wear, Tear.
Man.
Oh, jeez.
So I still haven't been able to figure out what Kyle can bring out of his sideboard to combat this deck.
Well, this is probably obvious. Can you Bring to Light Converge says converted mana cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can go get a Bonfire of the Damned for 2 and then cast it for 0 to put it in your yard?
Yes.
But you could never cast anything but a Bonfire for 0.
Right.
Like for 2 colors.
Right, because X would be 0 always, yeah.
Interesting. All right, well. GameSwap and Mason, folks, asking the real questions.
This seems just like a terrible matchup for Skred. The Blood Moon's nice, but I mean, you
really,
can't.
I think it's pretty fair. I mean, I think Blood Moon seems like a pretty solid.
Yeah, Blood Moon's really good, but if he has that many answers, now he's gonna have more answers out of the board. Like, what?
You're right. It would be nice for Kyle to be like on blue.
I guess if Kyle can get like the turn 3 Storm Breath Dragon out or something, right? That would obviously be pretty good.
I was thinking to myself, like, if I were Kyle, I'd much rather be on Blue Moon trying to negate these Bring to Lights or something.
Yeah, definitely.
But I will say that if Kyle has something like the Witchbane Orb to beat the Valakut,
yeah, that would. I mean, if he does have that,
or if he has some sort of, like, does a Trinisphere effect seem good?
No, I mean all his spells are higher converted mana cost.
Well, but
basically.
not things like. Actually, what happens when you Trinisphere a Search for Tomorrow?
You just cast. Oh, you have to pay 3 when you cast it. Yeah, you'd have to pay 3 when you cast it.
Because yeah.
So interesting. I see Kyle left the Skreds in his deck. I mean, you think it's just lack of sideboard options there?
Could be. I think he does have Boros Reckoner though, so maybe he wants to Boros Reckon his way to victory.
Maybe, yeah. Well, he does not have a 3rd land drop, so that is definitely not where Kyle wants to be. Chad's just kind of getting to do his thing. So I think this Kyle Gallagher is actually the designer of our new logo.
Yeah, everybody. Kyle Gallagher brought you this beautiful, nice colored logo here that you see on the mat, and that you could also see on your T-shirt if you buy a T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time that Chad is. Oh no, it's.
Here, come here.
Chad is talking about how complicated it is to play the deck such as his. Yeah, well, Chad did bring in the wear tear, so it looks like you would have to spend 3 colors to go find a wear tear now with the new rule change. Yeah, so with no threats and no way to interact with the what Chad's doing, I really don't think Kyle has a very good odds to win this game. Now, in terms of very underplayed decks that would be terrible matchups for each other, I gotta say that Scapeshift versus Skred is not. And I mean, this is probably even worse than like regular Scapeshift, right?
Well,
because he has like cryptics and stuff, so he can interact with what you're doing more.
Yeah, but you got to remember from Kyle's point here, though. He's got Blood Moon, which Chad has to work around. Kyle probably also has like Crumble to Dust.
Yeah, that's true.
And look, I mean, Chad's played out this Valakut here. I've got to think.
Yeah, I guess if Kyle fires off a Crumble next turn, but I mean, Chad has Cryptic, so like he can just counter it if he wants to.
True, but yeah, it is nice that Chad got his 3 islands already. Also, by the way,
well, he got them with Kodama's Reach.
Right. The islands there, those islands.
Yeah, so now we can just sit back and hold up Cryptic, counter whatever Kyle does.
Yeah, that is the most beautiful island they've ever printed, I think. That's one of the Zendikar islands they did not reprint in new Zendikar.
That one did not come back.
Which is a they did it on purpose just to screw with people.
Probably.
Those islands in foil cost like, I don't know, $45.
Jeez.
It's insane. And they're really hard to find in good condition. I think it's like island 126 or 127. It's like a mythic number because they're so highly sought after.
Well, that means the islands are more expensive than some of the expeditions here.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean those islands are worth more than probably the stomping ground.
Kyle's just gonna pass the turn, and so is Chad. Chad does have 2 cryptics in hand.
Magma Jet. Modern staple.
The slow and steady.
I really like Magma Jet. It's a good card.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If I were playing Burn, I would play 1 Magma Jet.
And then you'd lose when you needed a 3 damage burn spell?
Yes, but I'd also win. I'd also win when I need 1 more spell to do damage. And
you scry into it?
Yeah, you scry into it. I mean, the scry 2 can be pretty big for Burn. I'm not saying I'd play a lot, but I'd play 1.
All right.
Or I'd play a Spark Jolt. You know that card?
I do not.
1 mana, 1 damage, scry 1. It's pretty bad.
We are carefully determining these scries. I wonder. I only kept 1 on top. Maybe Kyle just finds a couple more Magma Sprays, a couple more bolts, and just puts this one away. Gonna remand here.
Remand's pretty good.
Yeah, especially when your opponent's missing land drops.
Gosh, Kyle just feels so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, he is. What can he do?
Yeah.
Is that a Misty? Yeah, it's a Misty.
Oh, those Misties are beautiful. They
Yes,
have they have the little birds on them. You've seen one up close?
I thought it's like a little flower, isn't it? Right in the middle?
Yeah, there's a flower in the middle,
Yeah.
but then they have these like little butterfly birds.
Yeah.
It's like little tiny birds of paradise flying around. Sweet.
So I'm pretty sure Chad can go for the win here. He has Bring to Light. I can't make 4 colors. I guess he has to go fetch like a...
Yeah, so he's got the Bring to Light, get the Scapeshift.
Oh, he has 4 colors. Okay, I didn't see
he's
the
got
stomping ground there.
Yeah, well, he's got the Valakut too.
Yep.
All right.
Assuming we have 7 mountains, then we got 3, 4. Oh wow, yeah, Kyle had the Crumble to Dust in hand, but didn't find his mana and was not able to cast it.
Like I said, I don't think this matchup was quite as one-sided as it appeared. I mean, Blood Moon and Crumble are great plans for this deck, but
yeah, but I mean, you just can't interact with it. Like, yeah, Blood Moon interacts with it, but eventually he gets rid of Blood Moon.
Yeah. Kyle really needs that to put on that clock, right? Like you said, Mario, he's got to have the Storm Breath Dragon. I mean, frankly, Chad didn't have a ton of answers to a live Storm Breath.
No, I mean,
his
you
only
can't path
answer,
it.
his only removal spells really were Path and Anger.
And
neither
Verdict.
which deal.
He has Supreme Verdict.
Sure, and Verdict. But a lot of his removal doesn't really deal with Storm Breath at all, and that thing presents a very quick clock.
Right.
Especially in this matchup where you could actually monstrous the Storm Breath, and Chad would probably have 4 or 5 cards in hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was brutal. Anyway, folks, so just catching Kyle talk here. Kyle said he brought in 3 Goblin Rabble Masters.
Yeah, that seems good.
Those will get the job done.
Right.
But,
pretty aggressive.
Anyway, do you want to look for another match? We got about 25 minutes left.
Yeah, we could probably find maybe catch a game 3 or something. So we will go try and find you guys another match and be back shortly.